Hey Scrappers, it's Vanessa here with the December monthly celebrations layout, and I can't believe we are in the month of December already and that this is the last monthly celebration for the year. The year has absolutely flown by. Now, we do plan to bring this video hop back next year. Hopefully we'll have some additional members joining us, and so be sure to check back in January on the 15th to see what we have in store for next year. But for my layout today, I am going to start with this white piece of cardstock, and I have gone ahead and put some Distress Oxide in Worn Lipstick through that Vicky Bouton stencil. And then I am taking this Shimmers paint, I believe it was Well Blew Me Down is the color, and I just added some splatters onto the background. So I'm going with that sort of pink and a bit of like a turquoisey green color for this layout. I am going to take that piece of pattern paper that I had already cut out the center of. It was a wood grain pattern paper, and I'm going to use that as the frame for this layout. And then all of these pattern papers and different embellishments that you see that I have laying out for this layout, I actually just went to a past hip kit. I believe this was from 2 years ago, and I had one full piece of cardstock left, or pattern paper I should say, which is that one with the stars in the background, and I'm going to cut a chunk of that. And then most of these other papers are just bits and pieces that I had left over, and so I just went and grabbed some things that I thought that went together and that I wanted to use for this layout, and that is what I'm going to use to put this one together. I am not even cutting down that plaid piece of pattern paper. I'm just going to layer it up, almost making it look like a tag in behind my photo, and then I'm going to go ahead and just lay out my embellishment clusters, at least at first, how I think they are going to go. They do change up a little bit as the layout progresses, but for now I do know there's going to be 3 clusters, and it does stay that way. But I'm kind of playing and auditioning each of my little embellishments around on the page. So that's what I'm doing here, is just kind of fussing with my clusters. Those little trees that you see me sort of placing in amongst each of the clusters, I actually cut those from a piece of the pattern paper, which again I think was one of the Snow and Cocoa, pattern papers from Create Paper, which I believe was their collection 2 years ago. So that's why I said this was an older hip kit. And so here's where I'm again still fiddling. I spent so much time fiddling with these 3 clusters, and this is actually sped up, and so it took me forever because even on the video it looks like it's going slow, and I've sped this video up quite a bit. So I definitely played much more with these clusters than I should have, because they looked fine in any configuration. But once I had that all decided, I sort of already glued down my photo to the different layers, but I didn't put it on my background yet. So here I am going to go ahead and put this main photo cluster down, and I decided that I wanted to ground my photo a little bit. So I'm taking a piece of this glitter, it's not washi, it's more like glitter tape, and I'm just going to put that there underneath my photo just to kind of ground it at the bottom of the layout. So I'm just going to get that stuck down. It does take me a second because I do have to pull the backing off, and then it wants to stick to everything, so I had to kind of fuss with it a bit to get it to lay down underneath my photo correctly. So now that I have that, I have this mason jar that I actually cut from, again, another piece of pattern paper, and I felt like it was really flat and needed just some interest and some dimension added to it. So the perfect way I found to do that was just to take some of this baker's twine, and I'm just going to wrap it around the top of the jar and then tie a little bow on it here, as you see me doing now. And that again just adds a little bit of interest, a little bit of texture, and it really helps that little embellishment to kind of not feel so flat if I were to just put that piece of paper right on the layout as it is. So I am going to stick that little word strip on that jar as well, and I forget what it says, but you should be able to read it in the close-ups at the end of the video. And so now that I have that done, I'm going to go ahead and work on my title. And I knew I wanted my title to go up on top of my photo. So I kind of had to rethink that cluster that I had up at the top left of my page in order to be able to fit my title. And so here I'm going to kind of fiddle around with where I'm placing my title. I do move this. I'm going to spell out the word Christmas in the silver glitter thickers, and then I'm using this very old Heidi Swapp scripty font in this kind of turquoise green color, and I'm going to spell beauty in that, and then I'm going to move those thickers down so they kind of go right on top of the photo and nestle right under or right on top of the title with the thickers, the turquoise stickers. Sorry guys, I have lost my words on this video. So here I'm just going to finish putting down my title and get it all sort of laid out, try to get it as straight as I can. And it just kind of nestles right there at the top of the layout, which is what I was going for. So there you see it is all down. And this photo is actually of my daughter, and it was taken at Disney. We had just checked into our hotel, and I saw this tree all decorated and then this sign, and so I had my daughter stand beside it and took her picture. So the monthly celebration this month is definitely, you know, not only because she's beautiful and it's a very Christmassy photo, but obviously Christmas at Disney is very magical, and so I thought it was kind of a fun picture to document for my monthly celebration. And so now that I have the title down, I'm going to go ahead and glue both the embellishments on the top of the photo and then the one up in the right corner. So I'm going to get everything laid down here. I have some chipboard snowflakes that go on. I have the trees. I have a puffy sticker. Again, these are all from that past hip kit, and so I just kind of went through and picked some different elements that I thought worked with my pattern paper that I had for this one. And so I'm just going to again fuss with this title, which I apparently did not think was fully straight, and so I fixed that, and then I'm going to build out the rest of these clusters. So one thing I will tell you is all of the links for all the ladies participating in the hop for monthly celebrations will be down below. So please be sure at the end of the video to go ahead and hop along and check out the rest of the ladies' videos. Everyone is posting their monthly celebration for the end of this year. And so I put some twine in the top of that tag, and so I was also playing around and fiddling with that. It was very unruly. It didn't want to lay how I wanted it, but eventually I just kind of left it and just kind of let it do its own thing. The twine did not want to lay flat. I took some of that glitter tape and I'm putting that up at the top just to bring again that little bit of glitter to the top of my layout, and I'm going to go ahead and just cluster up those trees and add another one of those snowflakes. Once I have that down, I have these puffy stickers from Hip Kit, and I'm taking just 3 of the silver and black stars, and I'm going to put one in each cluster, and that kind of helps pull in a bit more of the black that's in some of the embellishments. Now, as a finishing touch, I am going to grab some of the Spiegel Mom Scraps sequins, and I take I believe some of the yellow, some of the green, and some of the peachy kind of pink colors, and I'm just going to dot them around in each of the clusters, and with that, there will be still photos at the end, so you can sort of get an up-close look at the layout. So guys, please make sure that you hop along and take a look at the rest of the ladies' layouts. And please have a very Merry Christmas, and be sure to check back with us next month and see what we have planned for the new year. So guys, with that, I will catch you on the next one. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.